The Nintendo Switch has received a pretty sizable firmware update, which is pretty exciting. You know, probably the last major update before the Switch 2. And in fact, this is pretty much preparing the system for the Switch 2, which is exciting. Gets me thinking about the Switch 2, which I like to do. But it's not all just about the Switch 2, though. I don't know, let's just kind of go down the list of the most notable stuff. There are lots of little things, you know, just some very, very small, like, UI stuff looks a little bit different. In my other video, talked about a couple very subtle changes to the eShop. Even bigger, though, it's red now. So that's a thing. I mean, I don't even know why it took so long. They were just like, wait a minute. They're slapping their foreheads. They're just like, Nintendo is red. What if we made it red? Crazy. It was a crazy day when they realized that. So yeah, eShop's red now. Guess they're ditching like the little like orange bag or whatever. I don't know what happens to the little bag, but whatever. Slightly bigger deal though. This update finally gave us a virtual game card functionality. That whole thing where you can take your digital purchases and turn them into virtual cards and, you know, lend them to friends and whatnot. That is a thing now. That is a thing now that you can now do. So there you go. And, you know, here's an interesting one. They actually removed the ability to re-download previously purchased games from the eShop itself. You know, previously, if you, like, delete a game from your system, you know, you don't archive it where the logo stays there. You just delete the data. No, when you delete it, it also removes the logo. And yeah, previously you had to go into the eShop and look at your library from there and re-download from there. It seems that now re-downloading software is going to happen in the virtual game card menu. Like, you go into the virtual game card menu and there you can view like your full library, and from there you can re-download stuff. I'm a little bit torn on this change. I feel like, yes, it is good to not have to rely on the eShop to re-download stuff, simply because the eShop is terrible to navigate. It's just very slow and sluggish and laggy, and so going there for any reason, especially like scrolling down a long list of your games, like, yeah, it was a bit of a pain. So it's good that now it's happening in this other piece of like onboard software or whatever. However, I will say it's a little bit awkward. I kind of feel like if a person was like, all right, where do I go to re-download games that I've deleted? They're not going to just immediately think virtual game card. I don't know why Nintendo doesn't just do it like everybody else, you know, like on my Xbox or whatever. I can just look at my library and I can just toggle between like, oh, here are the games I've downloaded. Here are all of the games that I own over. Like, why can't you just put it in there? You know, just to toggle. That just says show literally all games. And then there I can re-download. So yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit weird just putting it in the virtual game card place, just because I don't think I would think to do that. Is it going to be that way on Switch 2? I don't know. We'll see, I guess. So next up, this update enabled Game Share. So this is a pre like Switch 2 preparation kind of thing, because I guess on the Switch 2 you're going to be able to do this Game Share thing. I didn't even like really I hadn't really thought about it. I didn't quite put it together, but that seems to be just a Switch 2 thing. Like, they're not like retroactively applying that to the Switch itself, because even here in this little like description thing, it talks about how like it has to be initiated by a Switch 2. It cannot happen between regular Switches or Switch Lites or whatever. It's kind of a Switch 2 feature, but the Switch 2 can game share with a Switch or a Switch Lite or OLED or whatever, like the original Switch, which is weird. I feel like that's weird. Am I missing something here? There's a chance that I'm completely misunderstanding this, but that seems to be the way that it is, which is a little bit weird, but I don't know, whatever. Some other stuff. Multiple save data can be selected and transferred at once in Transfer Your Save Data menu. That's nice. That's just cool, being able to select more than one at a time. Fantastical. Just amazing future technology here. And then another kind of exciting start to wiggle in your chair kind of update. They basically equipped the Switch with the ability to transfer all of your stuff over to the Switch 2 when the day comes. That whole entire system has now been put in place, so our Switches are they're sitting there, just trembling and shaking, just waiting to just explode and dump all their information onto the Switch 2. And then on that topic, it seems that when the time comes, we will have the option to upload all of our save data and stuff to a dedicated server and then transfer it from there to the Switch 2. And this is awesome. Another thing that just kind of feels like a given. It kind of feels like, why did it take so long? It's always been an issue where, like, you know, some people, to buy a system, they need to like trade in or sell the previous system. So like, how do you do that? You kind of just can't. You have to like buy the new system, do the transfer, and then sell the previous system. And then of course you can't trade it in that case. So yeah, it's been a bit of a problem, but now it seems that it is no longer a problem. You can just take your system right now if you want to and save all your stuff to the cloud. Don't do it now though, because when you do that, your system will be factory reset. It will all be gone. It will be waiting in the cloud for you. And then when you buy your Switch 2 system, you can stick it on. I'd be scared to do that. I feel like that'd be kind of freaky. Just all of my stuff is just intangible. It's all just somewhere. I don't even know where it is. I have to just hope that it's okay. Hope all my save files and game licenses and whatnot are fine. But yeah, so that's a really cool feature. That's just convenient. It's going to make it a lot easier for people to make this whole transition. And that's basically it. Yeah, that's most of the big stuff. Yeah, just like little stuff here and there. I mean, there's always like little changes here and there. But yeah, this is kind of the one. This is the preparation one. I like that this update is update 20.0.0. That's good. Leading up to Switch 2. Nice. Very nice whole number there. It is a little funny to drop the update right at the end of April. So we have like more than a month to go before the Switch 2 launches, between between dropping this patch and the launch. But I don't know, I guess they were just excited. They just wanted to get it rolling, get everybody just updating their Switches and rubbing their hands together and licking their lips. Just like, all right, we got 1 month to go. My Switch is all updated and ready to get transferring.